Buying property in Panama is probably easier than you're used to, but the process may take longer. Here's an overview of what you will need to do in order to buy property in Panama.
First, decide how to structure the title. Do you want the title to be in your personal name, in a corporation, or in a private interest foundation? There are pros and cons of each. Second, hire an attorney. In Panama, you need an attorney for the contract, the deed, and registering the property with the public registry. The only exception is if you're purchasing directly from a developer, as their attorneys will probably handle this process for you. We have reputable bilingual attorneys that we can recommend. Third, separate the property from the market. Once a verbal offer has been made and accepted, a deposit is given to the seller to separate the property and take it off the market. The deposit is typically about $5,000, but this amount can vary depending upon the purchase price of the property. A simple 1 to 2 page separation agreement is used to outline the terms of the offer, and a time limit is given to sign a promise to purchase agreement. The term of the separation contract can range between 10 to 30 days, depending upon a variety of factors, such as location of the buyer and seller, upcoming holidays, etc. Fourth, promise to purchase contract and deposit. After the terms of the sale have been agreed to, then the attorneys create a promesa, which is the promise to purchase contract. This is a very simple document that lists the parties, the property, the price, the terms, the timing, and a few legal paragraphs. It is often just 4 or 5 pages. If necessary, the promesa can be signed, scanned, and returned via email, so the parties don't need to be in Panama. Once the promesa is signed, then the buyer sends a deposit directly to the seller, typically by bank wire transfer. The amount of the deposit can be negotiated during the offer, but it's usually 10%. For example, a buyer might offer a larger deposit for a longer closing period, or to make an offer more appealing if multiple people are making offers at the same time. Fifth, good standing certificates. Before the deed can be submitted to the public registry, the attorney for the seller gathers the good standings, called pasi-salvos in Panama. This proves that there is no existing debt related to the property, and without these good standings, the property cannot close. Every property must have good standings for monthly maintenance, or HOA, water, electricity, and DGI, the tax authority for both transfer taxes and property taxes. Sixth, the deed, final payment, and registration. The deed is the final contract that is signed by both parties and submitted to the public registry. An original signature is necessary, so both parties need to be in Panama for signature. If this isn't possible, then you can grant a limited power of attorney. Final payment is made in conjunction with signing the deed. This can be handled in a few different methods to provide security to both parties. If both parties have a Panama bank account, a certified check will be given to the notary along with the final deed. The notary holds the check until the deed is released from the public registry. You can also make the final payment by wire transfer. In this case, the deed is signed by both parties and then held by the notary. Once the funds have been received by the seller, then the notary releases the deed to the public registry. Escrow accounts aren't typical in Panama, and when available, they can be expensive to use. One option is to use a U.S.-based escrow company, which will cost about $1,000 per transaction. If both parties are Americans, then this is a valid option. However, non-U.S. citizens may not want to use a U.S.-based escrow account. Closing times will vary, but it typically takes 45 to 90 days.
If you have any questions about buying property in Panama, the team at Choose Panama is here to help. Contact me or go to choosepanama.com and let's set up a time to chat. See you in paradise.